Hello everyone, I hope everyone's doing well. This is Orphe World, and today I want to talk to you about autism and neurodiverse trend, and I'd like to know what people's thoughts and opinions are on the matter. And I think it's a great topic to discuss, and I do thank people for taking the time for watching, for listening and for commenting, and people seemingly don't mind these sort of vlogs, so I thought I'd do them, and it'd be nice to know what people's opinions are really. So yeah, let's get to it. So basically, I do believe that these days, in my opinion, that it's now becoming more of an increasing trend. There's one thing, spreading awareness when it comes to certain things, but I do believe that it's becoming a trend now, and people are just throwing a label and using self-diagnosis for it, and it's something that people feel the need to just call themselves or say that they have, whether they have it or not. It has become more of a trend, let's face it, and it kind of made it more difficult for people that truly have it to be taken seriously or to get the correct diagnosis and support because of this. And it's good that there's more awareness and there's more acceptance now, because beforehand, well, once upon a time, you were isolated and kind of looked, down upon or frowned upon and considered weird, and it was a diagnosis that people didn't want to have because of the stigma, and people didn't want that label. But now it's like there's a big U-turn and everyone seems to want the label now, but it undermines the whole intention of having that diagnosis and the real difficulties and the struggles that people endure with it. So that's what I wanted to say. And also, it doesn't help these days that when it comes to a lot of Gen Zs, they're often, because they're stuck indoors, and often like gaming or streaming, and people that are Gen Z or they're under Gen Z age group, I can't remember all the terms and I don't really care. But anyway, the fact that people struggle now to socialise and mix, and a lot of people stay at home and they're still on their laptops and they're playing games and stuff, which isn't a bad thing, don't get me wrong. And people do communicate and have networking and form friendships through these domains, which can be a good thing, don't get me wrong. But I do believe that it's also stunted people's growth and development, because now more and more people are generally struggling to maintain eye contact anyway, and also people's communication skills have declined. And for me personally, as a 90s millennial growing up, yes, I was growing up in an era where we had technology and social media, but people still went out and they mixed, or they went to like after school activities, and people didn't have the struggles like they do now, kind of thing. And back then, my struggles wasn't to do with technology, and it wouldn't have been anything to do with technology, because I had developmental delays when it came to like my speech, with my coordination. I'm dyspraxic, so we cannot say that everyone is struggling because of how people live these days, which there may be some truth to it, but some people are born with certain conditions anyway, where they would have always had that kind of struggle, regardless on whether or not we had technology, or regardless whether or not people sat around all day or not. I had issues, and I will always have issues with dyspraxia, and I will always have some sort of issues with communication, and that wouldn't have changed regardless on whether I was born in 1990 or 1900s, before technology. My issues would have been the same. But for a lot of kids and for a lot of youngsters, that may be different because of how society is with technology, and people spending more hours on the computer, or people spending more hours sat down watching TV. That's a different matter. Yes, that is a big issue that needs to be tackled. But a lot of people might say that's autistic related when it's not, and it's not fair for those that have autism, if that makes sense. And yeah, so I hope what I said made sense. Thank you so much for taking the time, for watching, for listening, and for commenting. Take care, everyone.